Welcome to the Savage Board Gaming channel. I'm going to just review another game of Wingspan that I played recently. So let's get going. Alright, so my starting hand is not the best. I have a couple birds here that all take a lot of food to put out. I really don't like starting out with a bunch of those in my hand, especially if I really can't get any played out into the forest. Like the wild turkey I could, but it has no power, so I don't really want to do that. So I look at my goals here, and it's birds in hand at the end of, or cards in hand at the end of the game. It's one of the worst goal cards you can have, so I just take Rodentologist. I take the Greater Roadrunner. Now some people would take the Black-Crowned Night Heron, but I was going for like hunting strategy because I see this down here also, right? So I choose this, I choose the Carolina Wren to draw 2 cards, and we get going. But for some reason, like I didn't even read the power of the card when I played this one, that I thought it was play another card. Like I get used to just looking at the animal or the bird names. I should have played this earlier, is what I'm saying. All right, so we go to the next part. I keep a rat, a berry, and a worm. Right. So my goal is to get that red hawk if it's there. If not, I'll just change up my strategy from there. Luckily, my opponent has a mountain chickadee, so it's a good scoring card, and you want to get it out quickly, so when you're getting more food, that you can start scoring points. All right, they kept 4 cards too. Maybe they thought they would just run this food a lot in the beginning, which fair on them. It's not a bad strategy, I guess. So I'm going to draw, get the red-shouldered hawk. Now this came up, tree swallow. I'm like, there's no way this is going to reach my turn, but if it's there, I'm going to not play my bird. I'm going to pick this up because I have the food for it, right? So I can play this and I can play this. So let's see here. California Condor was played, so they got a second goal card. Violet Green Swallow is a card I like a lot, but for somebody that's played a lot, they should have been wise enough to put this in their water row or their egg row, right? At the beginning of the game, I put it in my water row, right? Now we can start scoring points pretty quickly just by drawing cards. It's better to do that than put it in your food row because you can't replenish those cards, you know? You might be getting rid of a card you want to play. All right, my turn. We'll draw the tree swallow. See, they would have picked this up. Fellground would have picked this up along with this and put them both here. They would have scored a ton of points. All right, so Apollos drew cards. No, he laid eggs. They laid eggs right here. So my goal always in this game is to try to score these as much as I can, right? Sorry, I'm yawning so much. So I'm going to play this because I'm going to start drawing more birds, right? Might put the red hawk out though first. Okay. So now they drew cards. play my red-shouldered hawk. Now I'm set up. Like early game, you want to have something in your forest and something in your water. First round. As the game goes on, you want to then start focusing on your aggro, unless you really have a good combo somewhere. Like say if I had a combo up top, which let me lay eggs, right, and let me tuck cards or gain victory points some other way, then I would just run the food, right? But normally you just want to build up this for the end of the game. Okay. Opponent goes for food and they discard a bird. You'll see a lot of that in this game. A lot more than normal, I would say. Okay, now I'm going to start drawing birds. I'm going to draw from the deck when it gets to my turn, because... No, I laid eggs first, sorry. See, now I should have just played this Carolina Wren here, right? But I didn't. So they played the turkey vulture, which, since I have predators, is going to help them a lot. But there's not really much I can do about it, so I'm not going to adjust my whole plan because they're going to get one food, right? So I discard an egg. I have time to replace that egg, so I have 2 on this and this bird. So I play a lot of Arc Nova, so I'm going to call these animals, but this bird. So that I'm still at 2, so I can still be up top here. My opponents, yeah, Croker has this one, so they could tie me, but I'm not gonna like react to it unless I have to. So I see this come out, like, ooh, more rats. So I got a rat, 2 rats, 3 rat birds. So I'm doing pretty well with my goal already. These 2 per bird goals can score you a ton of points. I think I've scored like 12 points on one time. A lot of times I can score 10 or 8, you know. You just got to focus on it, right? Okay, my turn. Lay eggs again, so I have enough eggs there. Now, my opponent's done me a big favor down here playing this American Bittern. Because when he does this, he has the option to say no to it, but he doesn't. And I keep getting cards from it throughout the game. In fact, I get some pretty good cards out of it. So, okay. My last turn. I'm going to draw. Oh, well, this is from his Bittern, I'm sorry. So I get a barn swallow. One of the best grassland birds if you're worried about tucking, right? Alright, so I'm going to grab food here, and I'm going to hunt and get a buried sparrow, which is good. I hunted him. That means nobody else has it, right? It's another good grassland bird. All right, so we tied for first. That's fine. But I know I can win the next one because I have this Carolina Wren, right? So that's 7 eggs I can put out if I needed to. All right. So they took food and discarded a card to get a second food. Like I said, that's a theme going on here. You'll see I got rid of a card to draw 2 because I wanted another rat for this or this, you know. I'm going to play the barn swallow first. The reason why you play the barn swallow first is I know I'm going to lay a lot of eggs this turn. I want to score off that card. So turns this from a 2-point to a 3-point, right? Play every time I run this. So it's worth wasting a turn to play that bird. People are still drawing. Since he did that, I get another card from the deck. Bear's Golden Eye is good in certain situations. If that was one of the goals down here, right, I definitely would have took it, but it's not. So okay, so round 2, I'll play the bird, right? I'll play the Carolina Wren first. I draw 2 cards because of it, and I get ring-billed gull, which is really good, and the common yellow throat, which is another good. So if I wanted to like pack my water row with cards, these are definitely cards I would want. You know, because I'll get a bunch of cards. You know, the more cards you get in this game, the better off you are, basically. Which is why these tucking birds are so good, right? Because if you have a bad card in your hand, you can use this to get rid of it and get a new one. All right. So Apollos has a bunch of food. They ran this pretty much, well, they ran it 4 times already, but I know they want to run food. That's why I'm not so worried about the turkey vulture. You know, they're just going to get overabundance of food, which isn't really going to help them in the long run. Now I play the barn swallow, right? Now I play the spotted owl, I think. I gained food again. Oh, okay. I gained food to do this. That's what it was. I was successful on another hunt. Okay. They're laying eggs, Apollos is, because they want to fill this up. Okay. Ferdinand does this, gets food, tucks a card. So we're all pretty much even right now. Play the barn swallow. Like I said, I want to make sure I'm getting points from this. Okay, Atlantic Puffin. I think in my previous videos I've talked about this. Sometimes getting too many of these cards can hurt you. They have 3 right now, which isn't outrageous, but they end up getting a 4th one here soon. And that just splits your focus unless you get real lucky. So, tuck. Get a new one. Osprey is okay, but I'm not going to play it. In fact, I'm not going to play any water birds till the very end of the game. You'll see why. Okay, it's another gold card. Like I said, they'll have 4. Drawing cards for Felgrand. He's giving me a card for free. But you know, if you're tucking cards, you love it. But he gave me another rat bird. So now I have 3 rat birds in my hand. So I can score up to 8 on this card right now. Now I get this is really like a good late game bird, but it's like, do I really want to play it at this point, right? It requires a lot of food, you know, to play it. And it really does, all it does is give you points, and it doesn't match any of the goals down here, right? Okay, it's the last turn of the game, or this round. I know that Apollos can't pass me with eggs in the forest, so I can lay another, play another bird here. I'll play the spotted owl now. Okay, so I gained 2 cards. That was body parts, right? Now I do have the red-shouldered hawk, and I have the yellow-throated, but I didn't think I was going to be able to get another one, so I'm like, let's not do that one. Let's do this one's pretty much a sure thing as long as you have 9 birds out. So yeah, I took this one. So my goal is to get 9 birds out right now. Okay, so I won this round. End goal here. Seeing the barn owl, I was tempted to take it, but it's so much easier just to put out the Mississippi kite. I don't really worry about these powers on them when it says roll the dice. It's more like if I get one, that's fine. If not, oh well, you know. So yep, I needed more rats, of course. So I can now play these 2, right? I already know I'm not going to win this round because I would have to like break up what I'm planning on doing and play this ring build gauntlet to even have a chance, and that's not even like, there's so many he can put out, or they can put out there, that it wasn't worth it for me. You know, as long as I qualify for it, that's all I cared about. Sometimes you can waste resources just trying to score, you know, on these later round goals. So if you're not planning on these from the beginning, it's kind of hard to catch up later on. Now, I know I'm going to play 9 birds at least, so this is a pretty good goal for me. Play the Greater Roadrunner. Play this one first because it's more of a card I think I can score more points with than the Mississippi Kite, but in the end I just play them both anyways, so. Four more rounds here. So points on birds, I have 6 right now, like the tuck cards. 5 for Apollos with the cached wheat or seed, and 5 here with the Greater Swallow. Play another bird, obviously. What I do is I draw birds here next, so I have some supply that I can tuck easily, right? You never know, I might get a bird that lets you tuck for an egg, which is great, but then you lose that card. So this is another great bird for tucking. This is definitely the place later in the game where you want to play it. Early in the game, I wouldn't mind playing it here. You know, once again, tucking and drawing at the same time. It's really good, especially if you have other tuck cards, you know. So I was able to draw 2. Like that, I get a willet. All right, so now I have my water birds in place, right? So I just need 3 food. So I can get that all in one turn. I can run this, discard this one here, and then I got 3 food basically. I just need to make sure I have at least a worm or a fish, right? Now the problem with base game Wingspan, there's a couple problems. One, egg row is imbalanced at the end of the game for scoring, which I believe the European expansion is pretty much fixed by having more powerful birds, and also cancels out those ravens, you know, a little bit, being the most important birds along with the draw birds, Franklin Gall and killdeer. But there's also other things the European expansion does. I think there's a few birds where it lets you re-roll the bird feeder, because you can get really like stuck here with this, where you can't get the food you want. You know, and there's some games where people just don't touch the bird feeder sometimes for like turns upon turns. So you may get stuck in a position where you have to take 2 dice to get 1 food, you know. But having that ability to re-roll the bird feeder because of a card that you played is really good. I forgot we're not playing live, so I have to keep the action going here. Felgrand is playing a bird, I think. Yep. They laid eggs. Sorry. I thought they put something back, but okay. So I'm just going to go in here, put an egg on this one, just so I qualify. So 1 egg, I get 2 points, where these guys put 6 or 5 eggs to get these points, right? So I think just as long as you qualify, sometimes it's worth it. And I keep feeding Paulos. It's dangerous because he's the closest person to me, but I mean, what am I going to do at this point, right? All right, last round of the game. I have to tuck a card still. I thought I clicked next player's turn. Okay, Spotted Towhee's great like mid-game if you have the right setup. So this is pretty much useless now. I'm gonna definitely play these 2. And for a second, I thought about playing this one, but it wasn't worth it in the end, right? They're still taking their last turns of this round here. Shipping Sparrow, very good at the beginning of the game. Right now, I would have just played it in my aggro. I wouldn't have played it up here. Because round 5, you just want to run that aggro unless you have something really, really good set up. Okay. Paulos' turn. He'll play Pelican. They're fending me off right now, but I think they waste resources in the end. Canadian Goose, really good card, especially with this card. You have this card in front of this card, so you get the wheat, then you spend the wheat to tuck 2 cards. It's a really good setup. Yep, like I said, I was going to play that. Okay. So Apollo's drew a card here, right? I'm very anti drawing cards here unless like you have like a good tucking engine and you need the cards. Like this was not wise, I don't think, for him. For them, I should say. Like it's my turn, I'll play the Willet. I'll have a worm still in my inventory. Okay, 3 more turns. Plays the brown-headed cowbird. I think they knew I was going to run the eggs, so they did this just to get an extra point, but this is worth 1 point, right? Total of 4 points, right? But he could have probably ran this and got the same amount without wasting a turn, right? So, and I think Paulos was really worried I was going to play another bird. I think that's the other thing. Because he does some weird stuff here. Like, he'll play another bird even. Like I wouldn't play another bird till the very last round, or last turn of the round. If I played, you know, say I played one, then he could play another one, right? But if I'm not playing another bird, there's no reason to play one out here, right? So, I mean, you have 4 gold cards, right? So you should be able to have a strong amount of points at the end. So I'm going to start laying the egg so I can score this one. So I didn't notice that I had 2 worms. Like, I didn't expect to get a worm off of them. Sometimes in this app you don't see getting the extra resource from them. Or I would have tucked one, discarded enough food to get another egg here. But then I started thinking, well, can I play this one? Is it worth it? The tie? But Paulos does me a favor here and plays another bird. Now this bird that he just played is worth a -1 point, right? Because you played it here. It's a 1-point bird, but it cost you 2 eggs, which are each worth 1 point. So that's a -1 point. We'll see how that impacts the game here. Okay, brown-headed cowbird. See, I don't even have to worry about that brown-headed cowbird because Felgrand's already laying eggs, right? I got a tuck-up card. They get so far behind. I'm not even concerned about them. Okay, my turn. Guess what I'm doing? I'm gonna lay eggs, which could give me a total of 6 points, 7 points, if I'm lucky. Which I did get lucky. I got a rat. Like I said, you don't ever count on this at all, ever, to score you points. But when it does, it's like, woo. Okay, I was able to tuck, hunt a bird and tuck a bird. So you'll see, like, I'm pulling ahead on these bonus points here. 12 points, 14 points. Played a common loon. This is worth 4 points. There's 4 points, 5 points right there. Right? Why do that? You already have this pretty much won. Like, I'm not even trying for it anymore. So, like, why play that card? Okay. Felgrain's got 60. I have 66. But I go last, so I'm going to be up over 70 at the end of this. Okay. Like I said, don't worry about that. I was able to tuck one, or for the hunt, and now I get to tuck one once Apollo does their thing. Okay. Then this came out just to rub it in at the end of the game. All right, so Apollos. They have their 4 gold cards. They scored 6. They scored 0. They score 8, which is pretty good. And 7. So they have 21. That's pretty good scoring for those 4 cards. Okay. They had 6 food on cards, 1 tuck card, right? So he's at 89. Now I already know that I've won at this point because I'm going to have 90. So if you think about it, playing that this bird and this bird lost him the game, right? 6, 8, so I had 14, so I was 7 less, but I also was way ahead. So I have 90, so I beat him by 1 point. So yeah, so that's the thing you have to think at the end, is playing the bird going to get me more points than running the egg row? And if it doesn't, you shouldn't play it. Like, there was no reason to play this bird unless I played a bird, right? Then we'd be tied, and then you could almost justify it then, because you're taking away points from me and giving points to yourself. But that was not the case. So that was a bad enough sin right there. That's a negative 1 point, which he lost by 1 point. This is negative 1 point also. So that's negative 2 points. And when you lose by 1, he would have won the game. So, all right, but that's another game of Wingspan in the books. I'm going to always continue to play Wingspan on and off, I think. I think I'm decent at the game. I don't think I'm great. It's one of the few games I've cracked 300 here on Board Game Arena. And, you know, I've played it in the World Series all 3 years with varying success. You know, lost in the first round first year, lost in the second round, then lost in the second round. So, and just mental errors, you know. I think I could have won last year's second round and made it to the third round. But all right, but until next time, keep on gaming. So if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. You know, leave comments if you have any other suggestions on this game or other games you'd like to see on this channel. There's also a playlist on the left side of the screen that you can click to see other videos I have made. And until next time, keep on playing.